back to my channel. My name is Holly. This is She Reads. We're still doing Hollyween. We are at the last couple of days, and today I have a writing tag. I haven't done a writing tag since my very first video on AuthorTube. Mostly I do BookTube tags, so I was really excited to find this one from Kim Chance, and I think she collaborated with someone, Dani Murtagh, who I have not seen any of her videos, but I'm gonna have to check her out. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Kim Chance's channel. She is a young adult author, and I really enjoy her writing videos. And she collaborated with Dani Murtagh to produce the Hocus Pocus writing tag. So as soon as I saw this one, I knew I absolutely had to do this on my channel for Hollyween. So without further ado, let's just get right on into the questions. I have not even looked at these questions. I haven't even watched her video. I just saw Hocus Pocus writing tag, and I knew I had to do it. So with most of the other tags that I've done in the past, I've looked at the questions beforehand, so I kind of wanted to do something a little bit different and be surprised about the questions. So let's just get right on into it. The first question is, Sarah, Mary, and Winifred Sanderson. Being a witch is hard, but so is writing. If you had magical witchy powers, what aspect of writing or what part of the process would you magically skip over? I think I would probably skip over like the part where I'm in self-doubt. There's lots of times when I'm writing, and I don't know if that's just because I haven't gotten into a consistent habit of doing it, but there's lots of times where I'm like, okay, I don't know what to say next, or I don't know how to say this, how to convey this. Like, I have a lot of self-doubt sometimes, and I feel like it's going to be stupid whenever I'm writing, and like lots of times where I don't know what to do next. So I guess like that feeling of doubt or the feeling of being unsure, I would skip over that part and just like get to writing and actually like having my thoughts flowing and just coming out, because that's my favorite part, and I can get lost in doing that once I finally get to that spot, but sometimes it can take me a while to get to that spot. Question number 2, Max and Dani. What relationships tend to be at the core of your books? Friends, family, romance? Well, there is, I don't really know how to answer that. Like, my story is about a haunted house. So I think at the core, my story is going to be about my protagonist and herself, kind of coming into her own journey. There is a romance on the side. But yeah, it's kind of about my protagonist overcoming this situation. So I guess probably like a relationship with herself. Yeah, if that makes sense. Question number 3, Amuck. How do you approach the chaos that is drafting? Are you a plotter, a pantser, or a combo of both? I think I'm more of a combo of both. When I first sat down to start writing my novel, I was just a pantser, and then I kind of got to a spot where I was kind of like, okay, what do I do now? And then I kind of like forgotten other stuff that had already happened, and in wanting to make it kind of a cohesive thing, I started plotting a little bit. So I have some plotted, some pantser, a combination of both. Question number 4, I put a spell on you. How do you deal with book ideas that want to pull your focus from your main work in progress? I don't. I am focusing on one thing at a time. Even when I read, I tend to be only able to read one book at a time, unless I'm doing one audiobook and one physical read, because they pull my attention from each other and I get the stories confused. So I don't let that outside noise interfere with my work in progress at all. I will jot down an idea. If I have an idea for a book, I'll jot down a quick idea of it. But then I will just end up coming back to it once I'm done with this book. I'm only focusing on one thing at a time. Question number 5, Thackery Binx. Things aren't always what they seem. Think back to when you first started writing to where you are now. How has your process transformed from then to now? I've been writing my book for a long time, like almost 3 years, maybe even over 3 years. But I haven't been doing it consistently. So there was like over an entire year there where I didn't work on it at all. And I think, like I said, when I very first started, I just like started out by just writing, and I had no direction. I just kind of like was letting the story come to me. And since then, I've started plotting it a lot more, and I have a lot better idea of where my story is going. Question number 6, my lucky rat tail. Do you have a writing ritual? If not, what are some of your favorite writing tools? I don't know if I really have a writing ritual. I definitely either will make a cup of coffee if I'm writing in the morning, or if I'm in the evening, then I'll make a cup of tea. I usually sit at my kitchen table and do it. I have a desk and a work area downstairs, but I like never go down there, so I don't know why I even really have it, other than I do nails there as well. But yeah, I typically do it at my kitchen table, and I kind of like turn down all the lights. Like I have just like a dim light on, and so it's like dark and kind of spooky because I'm writing a horror novel, so I kind of like want to get into the spooky mindset. Yeah, and my cup of coffee or my cup of tea, and that's really it. I have my notepad beside me so I can refer to like parts that I've plotted out. I can refer to that, or if I want to add more notes or things I don't want to forget, I can jot down quickly beside me. But yeah. Question number 7, book. Favorite writing craft book? I don't really know what that means. Like, does that mean like a how-to writing book? I don't really know. I don't really use anything. The only book that I really use is I use my writing prompt book, which on my channel I do the She Writes Stories with Yous, where I'll go through and I'll flip through at random and pick out a topic from my writing prompt book, and I'll write a story from that. That's really the only one that I use. And I think it's called like 1,000 Writing Ideas, Writing Prompts or something. Question number 8, another glorious morning. Do you enjoy writing in the morning, or do you prefer the evening like Winifred? I think I like writing better in the morning. I typically don't write in the morning, but when I do, I think I like that better. My son wakes up pretty early, like usually around 7. So, I mean, I understand a lot of people wake up at like 5 or 6 and that's their normal everyday routine, but that's hard for me to do. I'm more of a night person, so I have a hard time going to bed in the first place, and I struggle with insomnia, so sometimes I'll be so tired and I'll go lay in bed and I'm still up for hours. So by the time I actually fall asleep, it's very hard for me to get up early in the morning. So I typically do end up writing in the evening, but that's where I fall into a problem, because I find that I have more excuses in the evening not to do it. I'm like, oh, I need to do this or this or this, and I end up not doing it. Whereas if I get up in the morning and I write, and it's the first thing I do, then it's out of my way for the day, and I'm like more focused on it. So it's my idea that I eventually want to start on a schedule where I am writing in the morning. It just takes getting there. Question number 9, the black flame candle. What's one of the biggest mistakes you've made so far in your writing journey, or what's the biggest lesson you've learned? I think the biggest mistake that I've made and that I continue to make is not working on my work in progress every day, or at least like several times a week. I will go for a long periods of time without working on it at all, and then I want to start working on it again, and I have to like go back and read through it all to remember what happened. So yeah, still making that mistake. Question number 10, Billy Butcherson. What's a trope that most people hate but you love and would like to see come back from the dead? I don't know that I really love any tropes. Like, my work in progress in itself could kind of be considered a trope, because my story is about a girl who buys a haunted house. So that's a very hard story to not be an entire trope, and that's what I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to make it like different, because I don't want it just to be another haunted house story. Number 11, Come Little Children. Songs that give you a hypnotic focus when writing, i.e. favorite songs on your writing playlist. I don't listen to anything when I write. If I do, I will get completely distracted. I've never tried listening to classical music, so maybe I should try that. Maybe that would help me focus more, but I've never tried that before. I usually can't have anything on in the background when I read either. Like, it's just, I get too distracted, so I have to have like complete silence. Oh, that's it. Okay, so that was it. That was 11 questions. And that actually was a really fun tag to do. I love Hocus Pocus. That's my favorite Halloween movie. I'm pretty sure it's everybody's favorite Halloween movie. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing that. So I will link Kim's channel down below, as well as Destiny Murtagh's, and I'm gonna have to check out her channel too. And now that I've actually read out these questions, I'm gonna have to go back and watch these girls' videos on these as well. So let me know in the comments down below what your answers are to these questions, and I tag anybody that feels like they love Halloween. If you love Halloween, if it's your favorite holiday, do this tag, and obviously if you're a writer. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I will see you in tomorrow's Halloween video. Bye.